Hello, everyone, and welcome to Upcelerator. Upcelerator is an acceleration program built by DreamUps. DreamUps is a non-profit organization based in Chisinau, and a couple of years ago, we started to contribute to the ecosystem of technological startups in Moldova. So, as you may know, technological startups need a different approach than traditional businesses. So in 2016, we launched DreamUps, which as an organization have the goal to help founders who have an idea, a tech idea, to help them grow the startup and help them scale. So this accelerator in particular is very challenging for us. First of all, we do it remotely because of the pandemic, which is happening right now. And actually, I'm very sad right now for the events happening in the US. I'm based in New York right now, so a lot of bad things and sad things are happening in New York, and it's a lot of uncertainties. So I wanna you guys know that in times of maximum uncertainty, like right now, we should be active, we should be proactive, and I want to congratulate you everyone for the courage you have to be able or to be open to start this venture, like basically to start a new company. So we will discuss today mostly about a couple of things. So first of all, I will present our partners, and I will welcome them to the stage with a welcome message. Then we'll discuss about the program structure. We have a specialized mentor who is Sergiu Matei from Index Code, who is also my business partner in some of my ventures I'm developing. We'll talk about scalable startups and especially what's the difference between scalable startups and traditional businesses. We'll have a section 4, which is a Q&A section. We will ask Sergiu more questions about scalable startups, about lean startup, and so on. And of course, we want to know, we want to see you. So please prepare actually the camera, because you'll connect with the camera and you'll have 1 minute to present yourself and maybe your idea and what you're working on. All right, so I'm diving in the agenda. So the part 1 is welcome message from our partners, and I will like to invite Cristina Mândrescu, who is the CSR project and sponsorship coordinator from Orange System. I'll stop the share the screen right now, and I will ask Cristina to
okay.
Start.
Thanks, Mihai. You deleted that photo of mine. That was much better. It was some all good times, you know, that was looking much better than now in working from home. First of all, let me greet all of you, all the participants today. I see that our network is becoming larger day by day, so we're now more by 44 persons, including partners, which is a good thing. And also congratulate our partners for launching this program. I'm sure that it will be a successful one. Actually, we've been partners with DreamUps. We started the cooperation back in 2016. I remember myself now thinking in our team how this partnership will be like with this great young people, and what was by that moment just a kind of exercise. Let's see what happens. Further become now a fruitful cooperation. Maybe you're aware, we launched some interesting programs, like the first startup school for Lyceum, for students in Lyceum. Then it's Startup Grind, it was Founder Institute. And now I do hope that this journey of you with the Dream Ups within Upcelerator program will be a successful and a fruitful one. From behalf of our team, wish you good luck. We'll be waiting forward for your product, for your viable products at the end of the program. And why not knocking even at our doors, Orange System doors, because we are looking and always have been looking for such young people like you, enthusiastic, agile, and open for changes. So good luck, and hope to see you everyone at the end in October.
Thank you, Christina. I'm going to invite our next guest, which is Anna Kirita, Strategic Project Director for Moldova Association of ITC Companies. I'm not sure if she's on the call right now, but I want to say thank you for TechWheel, especially with the support of USAID and the Sweden government for supporting this project. Aliona, let me know if Anna joins us. If no, then we move next. So next, I would like to invite Nadezhda Strelchuk, which is the Senior Investment Officer responsible for investing and TA business in Azerbaijan, and Romania. And she's part of the Entrepreneurship Academy powered by EFC. I will stop my screen right now, and Nadezhda, you have the floor.
Good evening to everyone, and a warm welcome to this extraordinary event, which is a great example of how, with the support of technology, we can continue to learn, create, and innovate. For us at EFSA, it's particularly rewarding that we can support you, the creative and the smart people, to live your dreams despite the current crisis. A lot may be difficult right now, but there are also a lot of possibilities. And the possibilities to learn and thrive is what we can offer to you. For us, it's the first fully online pre-acceleration program in our region, and we feel honored and also privileged to partner with DreamUps to help you to make your dreams true. EFSA has been fostering entrepreneurship in the region of the European Eastern neighborhood for years now, and we truly believe that while there are so many necessary ingredients in entrepreneurship, the most valuable is your own mindset. Therefore, stay focused, and success will be your reward. Showing the world that what you do is important, and never stop learning. And learning from those who have already achieved their goals, it is really important. Having a mentor is an amazing blessing to an entrepreneur. And we are glad that this is what the Upcelerator can offer you in abundance. We do promise that in 4 months, you will be glad that you did it. So yeah, stay tuned for the program, be curious, and embrace the possibilities to create your opportunities. And of course, thanks for being so brave and daring.
Great. Thank you, Nadezhda. I'll continue. First of all, thank you to our partners. Of course, we have more partners that helped with our program. You can see them on our website, a lot of media partners, and thank you all for helping to run this accelerator. So I'm gonna move now to the second part of the presentation, which is program structure. And as you've seen maybe on the website, we've built a very complex and in the same time intuitive agenda for us to scale, where our goal is basically to start with an idea or something that we have in mind, and basically in 4 months to finish with a viable MVP, with something that people can experiment, can touch, can open on a website, and so on. So at the end of the program, we also will have a public event. So basically, you will have to present your idea in front of investors. I will show you a couple of investors we have in the Upcelerator program, and a special. I wanna you to be aware that customer development and product development are two topics that are core to this Upcelerator program. So we'll have.
And let me share the screen, and Mihai will speak. Mihai, do you hear me?
Do you hear me right now?
Right now, only now. Good. Then I will share the screen, and you will.
Sure. Let's
continue.
do it.
Okay.
So that's a challenge we should overcome during this this accelerator. Is basically, and also it's a trend I've seen. Like when people started working from home, the internet companies started to actually have more business because people need to upgrade their internet package. So right now, me using the internet at home, it's also a problem. So a lot of people will start increasing their subscription for the internet service. So I'm not sure which part you lost me. So I was saying that customer development and product development are two very important topics in this Upcelerator program, and we'll have 2 weeks per each topic in order to have more time to discuss it. Next slide, please.
Yeah.
So we do have five basic components for the module. So one of it is live sessions like this one, and we will talk about specific topics you've seen in the agenda. The second one, which is very important, we are proud of, is mentor hours. So you will have the opportunity to connect with all the mentors in the program, and that's something we encourage you to do. And the third one is homework, which is also very important, because this acceleration program is not something you attend or you watch like a Coursera course or something on YouTube. You actually need to do the work. So it's very important that you do your homework in order to move through the program. So our mentors will actually feedback your homework. So it's very important for you to do the assignments on the platform. I will later show you a bit about the platform. The fourth section is where the component is working group. It's very important for you to meet other founders, because you almost all of you are on the same stage, and you basically can help each other to overcome challenges you have regarding the homework, maybe regarding other stuff not related to the Upcelerator program. So basically, a working group is a unit that it's mandatory, and it's very important for us as an acceleration program. And last is pitching. Basically, we're not doing pitching because we like presentations and we like hearing you pitch in front of investors. But actually, from our experience, when you work on your pitch deck, that helps a lot to channel your vision, to channel your product, to basically to decide first feature, second feature, to decide your market size, to decide about the revenue models, and so on. So pitching is actually a framework that is helping you to scale your startup. But you have to do the work. So basically, you will have the opportunity to at each session to add a new slide in your pitch deck. So that's our goal too. We want you to pitch perfect in front of investors, and yeah, let's move to the module structure regarding in the time distribution. So what you see right now is in the center is a live session. So usually a live session will be divided in three sections. So first of all we'll have. Sorry guys, can you put you on mute? Great, thank you. So every time we'll pick up about 6 startups who will have to pitch for 3 minutes at every live session, and we will allocate 30 minutes to that. And basically, mentors present at the live session will feedback your pitch. Then we will dive in the class, which will last around 1 hour. So we usually will have two specialized mentors per session. So each of them will have like 30 minutes to present you a topic, to present you like a tool, or maybe just to tell you from their experience how they deal with the topic, let's say finance, legal, and so on. And the last section will be a Q&A section where we basically will have the opportunity to ask the mentors different questions regarding the topic they are discussing about. All right. So the next section is mentor hours. You'll have the opportunity to connect with the mentors through the entire program. So we say that 30 minutes is enough. Cool. So we stopped at homework. Please allocate around 10 hours for homework. Working groups, that's a mandatory meeting every week for 30 minutes. We will discuss the challenges you have in the program. And of course, the last section that we talked about is pitch deck update and pitch video recording. We'll actually ask you to privately upload a short video where you are pitching. So mentors will see that. This is the platform. You already have access to the platform. Here you'll basically work on your assignments, and our mentors also joining the platform, so they will see what you write in the assignments, and they will give you feedback on the assignments you work on the App Factory. Next slide, please. So as I said before, we have more than 30 mentors in our program, and you'll have the opportunity to meet each one of them. Many of the mentors are angel investors, and they will be the ones who basically invest in a couple of startups at the end of the program. So it's very, very important for you to have good relationship during the program with the investors, with the mentors, because many of them will be actually the investors in the startups. Next slide, please. So besides the mentors, we also have a couple of mentors and facilitators who will be with you during all the program, because mentors usually come for a topic and session, and then they will be available only for mentor hours. But people you see here, Daniela Botnariuk, John Stamler, Alena Rotaro, Cardo Sharifi, and me, we will be with you from the start till the end. So basically, if you have any questions regarding any topic, any maybe technical problem, then these people will be the ones who will help you. Next slide. So please find your name on the screen, and join the Slack channel for your group. These are your working groups. You will meet alone without us. We will not monitor the working group sessions. You'll have to meet and choose a president, choose a group leader, and she or he will report to us about the challenges you have in the program. So once a week, please meet with your working group. We can help you with logistics. We can offer you our Zoom account and or other tools. So please, you'll receive more information after the presentation, but please find your name on the group. Next slide. So as you see, we have a lot of challenges accelerating remotely. The internet connection is one, and hopefully for the future we will do better at this point. But we have another tools we will use in order to accelerate, because even if there is a friction, in the same time we have a lot of opportunities actually doing this program remotely. So first of all, we are able to connect with different mentors across the globe. Of course, we have startups joining from around the globe. As I mentioned, we have someone from UK. We have a lot of people joining from Romania and from diaspora. So this is great, actually, and it's for the first time in Moldova that we are able to connect different mentors and startups in the same place. So we will basically use Zoom for live sessions. For homework, we will use App Factory. For working groups, we'll use Zoom, Slack, and Messenger. Mentor hours, Calendly will send you the availability of the mentors. Then you'll connect one-to-one using Zoom. For pitching, you'll use YouTube for uploading the video recordings and Google Slides for slide deck. And of course, the Facebook group will be to develop our community and to bond between us. Next slide. So we're also running a podcast where you can follow the progress of our startups. So you'll be invited to join the podcast and to talk about your startup. And you'll talk about your startup in order for us to help you actually advertise your startup through our media partners. So we have some partners that are willing to post about your success in Upcelerator, and also Orange Systems is willing to share some stories of the founders on their social media. So that's very important for us as our outreach to help you guys spread the word about your startup. Next slide.
Mihai,
Yes.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Can you please explain why the people are in different groups? Because I don't think all the people get what it means working groups. And now there is a lot of questions why the people are divided.
Sure. Let's keep that question at the end of the presentation, and I'll answer this question.
Okay, great.
All right. So we have some principles regarding the Upcelerator, and I want to, in short, talk about them. So first principle is befriend uncertainty. Right now is a huge uncertainty, but actually, as a founder, you have to deal with the uncertainty, not only in crisis, but all the time. Being a founder is a lot of uncertainty. Even if you have a lot of employees, if you have a lot of offices, revenues, and so on, you're dealing with uncertainty. So please befriend uncertainty. That's very important for you as a founder to not go hiding when there is uncertainty. Next slide. All right, value first. So I know a lot of entrepreneurs right now are building companies for money's sake, and this is very important for a business to be profitable. But when dealing with startups that have impact, we need to put the value first. So this is one of our principles. When you create actually something that solves a problem, and the money will follow. So first comes value, then money. Please don't build startups just for the money. Next, inspiring projects. So that's very important when attracting co-founders or attracting employees, because when you build something small or some like a Me Too product, and then people are not inspired enough. So in order to attract the best talent, you need to give them like huge and interesting goals, very inspiring goals. Of course, you as a startup start small, but please keep in mind, and you have in a home assignment to work on your vision, because that vision will help you to actually recruit the best people in your startup. Next. All right. So frustration is a modus operandi. You know, No, it's good. Keep that one. Yes. So for us, it's very important for you to not to be happy. I know it's weird saying that, but you need to be frustrated about things. You need to hate some things how they are working. So let's say, or how they are not working. So when you hold a bar in a bus, you feel that it's not comfortable. Maybe you change the bar, or maybe you come with an idea to make it more comfortable. So that's like a simple example what I mean by being frustrated. So you always need to keep in mind that entrepreneurs are usually not happy people. This is a reality, and you must deal with that. You must actually be frustrated about things not working, because you need to have the drive to change things. Next, so you have advantage, and you must keep in mind that your advantage is temporary. Everything we have built actually was copied like in half a year or a year after that. So keep in mind that you will always have to change, you always have to innovate, because wherever advantage you have, your advantage is temporary. Next slide, please. So now we're diving in the scalable startups topic. So the last principle, almost the last principle, is scalability before efficiency. It's very important for us as a tech startups to first scale, then go back in the operational and change things and improve things. So looking at the tech startups, from an outside perspective, it's a very messy thing. So even internally in the company, usually a startup is very messy. There are a lot of processes not working properly, and that's okay. So that's very important for you first to scale and then go back and work on efficiency. Next slide, please. So something we say in DreamUps a lot of time, like even from beginning, we always say that startups don't fail, founders quit. So it's very important. And when you were chosen for this program, we actually looked at more at the founders than at the idea. Idea is very important, but it's very important that founder keeps going, keeps moving toward the idea or toward the vision he has. So a startup fails only when founders quit. So now I would like to invite our guest. Hopefully he's here with us still. Next slide, please.
Should I share the screen? Hi, everyone.
Sergiu, hi. I just want to, can you move to the next slide?
Uh-huh.
Next slide with Sergiu on the screen. The previous slide, actually. Previous slide. Yes, this one. Great. So, Sergiu, one moment I want to introduce you, and I'm very honored actually to do that, because for a lot of years I know you, and you are one of my partners in a company we started together. So,
crime.
Sorry?
Partners. I was saying partners in crime, actually.
Yes, partners in crime, and we still. I want to say Sergiu is joining us from London, where he's working on his next venture, which is called Index. But together with Sergiu, we actually co-founded DreamUps organization, and we also co-founded Trevet company, which is now part of Mondia Holding, where we run other companies in translation and content industry. And I would like also actually Sergiu to talk more about what you are doing right now, and of course dive in your presentation. Sergiu, you have the floor.
Thank you, guys. Great to meet you virtually. I hope everyone is safe, everyone is healthy, your family is well. I have about 30 minutes, so let me start sharing my screen. Can I host disable attendee screen sharing? So maybe someone can help me with that. But meanwhile, I remember when we started the first program at DreamUps, there were hundreds of applicants, kind of, and then we recruited few startups. We did about 5 programs so far, and if my memory is not mistaken me, it basically took us 5 years, and we did some startups did some modest exits. Some startups are still operating, and of course, in the startup world, we had a lot of failures from those that were in the program. So failure is okay. I mean, it's maybe it's the way we live, you know, in the startup world. And I mean, for you to finish the program, not all of you will finish, first of all, and from those that will finish, a lot will fail. So you just take that from the beginning, and you run with that. Basically, you are dead almost in a startup world, and the only way to go through this is to make it work, to make it a success.
Sergiu,
So,
don't scare our founders.
Let me share the screen. Okay, do you see it? Is it okay?
Yeah, we see it.
Okay, how do I present? Cool. So I want to be straight from the get-go, sort of honest, tell the truth. It's going to be hard. So I'm building, Mihai said that.
Sergiu?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Do we have possibility to have access to your presentation afterwards?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Oh,
it's not a big deal. It's a couple of slides. I just will run through them for 10 minutes, and then let's go through our questions. It will be great to just, you know, have this interaction. So yeah, so let's go. Basically, right now I'm working with Index. It's a company I started a year ago already, and it's I don't know, maybe my 20th startup or something around more than 20, because together with Mihai and with other co-founders, we started a lot of things. And so far, we are at a break even, let's say. I mean, we're winning, but with a small margin. And what is happening right now in the world, in a way, it's because we are doing remote software development, placing developers on a remote basis. What is happening in the world right now is kind of positive in a way for what we do. Again, it's first year, it's going well, but as with startups, you never know how things evolve. You always have to be, you know, active, and always have to over deliver to make sure you're surviving this game, and then winning. Okay, so so startups. So my topic is about scalable startups, and in a nutshell, startups or scalable startups equals growth. If there is a growth, then there is a startup. If this is kind of, you know, perhaps a business that makes some money, growing with a couple of % year by year, that's more a lifestyle business, and that's okay. It's not a problem with that. I also have a lifestyle business, but that's a different game, different approach to the things. And perhaps this program is more about scalable startups rather than lifestyle businesses, which is also fine, but that's not the goal of the presentation or of this program, perhaps. So let's see what is a scalable startup. And I took this 10 years of doing startups, my 10,000 hours, and compressed them in just a couple of slides to give it, you know, in a nutshell to speak about this. So the tip number one, what is a scalable startup? When you see a scalable startup, first thing you see a market. And you don't, I mean, it's a market that has a couple of characteristics. And let me define those. First, it's a big market. You cannot talk about scalable startups if you're doing something just for a city or let's say for your country. That's, unless your country is US or UK at least, then it's a big market. If you're talking about a local, national, kind of regional country, it has a lot of limitation. You will run in scale problems. You'll reach all your possible target market, and then there'll be nobody to sell, and you'll be a small business, which is good, but not a big scalable startup. Second characteristic, it might be a big market, like I don't know, insurance or travel. It's a big market. Just pick up on travel right now, but it's not growing. I mean, it's even going down or it's kind of stagnating. A good scalable startup operates in a growing market, and usually you can have an okay team, you can have an okay product, maybe even a mediocre product, which I can say, for example, Windows wasn't a very good, and still maybe it's not the best product in a way, but it has a very good growing market, and it became a very successful company. So sometimes a growing market will pull up the startup. You can make mistakes, you can be inefficient, you can spend a lot of money, but because the market is growing, it kind of gives you the runway to ride this wave of a growing market. So whatever you do, just pick a growing market. At least it might be not big, ideally it's big, but it's becoming big or it's growing very rapidly. The third characteristic, it should have a need. And the problem with startups and the ones that fail, in my opinion, and the ones I failed personally, they never addressed the real need. It was, I thought somebody needed, I thought it might be good. It was a made up idea. It was a made up startup, basically. In reality, nobody needed. And the best way for people to vet that they need something is to pay money or to spend their time if it's a consumer social product. So the way to understand if there is a need or not is really take money out of the first day or basically from the first interaction of a customer. The next thing, which is very important, and you see that later when you go into more sort of scale mode, you have to have an expensive product or an expensive solution that, or at least people will pay a lot of money for that. I'm excited about startups where the average check size is like 10,000, is 100,000, and better 1 million, to be honest, if it's B2B. If it's consumers, it might be lower, but again, you want to have a lot of consumers, you want to have a big market, so the, you know, multiplying on those small numbers with a bigger consumer market will give you a larger outcome. The next step, it should be mandatory. You want to build something that is kind of, you know, either regulated by a government, or it should be something which people use daily. It's something, you know, an example would be toilet paper. You know, it's just a mandatory product, you know, to use. And it should be frequent. I love startups that have recurring revenue that people use daily or people use monthly, and that what builds, you know, the compounding and the scalability. Imagine you go selling, you get 100 customers, and next year all of them are gone, and you start from zero. So you have to do the same effort to add the same 100 customers. So that's not going to scale, obviously. But imagine, like in contrast, you have 100 customers. Next year, you keep 100 or maybe 90, but you add another 100. Then you add another 100. So it just compounds and it gets to a scale like the hockey stick you see typically the startups, the path the startups will take. That's because they build on the previous customers. They never lose customers. They keep the retention high, and then it just adds up. It's just normal, you know, a distribution. So, and I also wanted to give you some quantification. So big market, ideally it's 1 million users, customers. Ideally it's like minimum 1 million. Like addressable market should be at least 1 million. Growing meaning like 20% year by year. Urgent, you just filter that through, is it a vitamin or painkiller? You're better off selling painkillers than vitamins. Vitamins are good, but not always. Painkillers people use because they have the urgency of that. Again, you want to multiply by cost of your product by the number of addressable market, and you want to hit a number which is 1 billion plus. Mandatory example, it's governed by a law, or it's something which we have as a behavior as humans, and we use it daily, and it will not disappear for the next years or so. And then the frequency should be daily or monthly, ideally. And here's just a small sort of framework you can work with. You have an idea, maybe it's iteration 1, and you give it a score on each of these categories, and then you see the total. Your sort of iteration 2, same, maybe more iterations. And basically what this framework will help you to understand where you're missing something. Maybe you can change the market. Yeah, maybe you should think how to make your product more frequent. Maybe just the idea it doesn't score on any of this, and you have to give up on that because you'll not build a scalable startup, or you don't give up on that and you're building an, you know, a lifestyle business, okay business, which will give you a cash flow, will be a cash cow for you. That's fine too, but you just understand that it's not a scalability game for you. So that's typical, you know, startup kick-ass traction. That's what you typically see when you kind of grew, but then you lost your way, you lost your message, kind of everyone is tired, you're not measuring things. It's like, I don't know what I'm doing traction. And that's when you fall asleep traction. And it's something that either you have to change what you're doing, or maybe you just, what you created was used by few people, but it wasn't a scalable market. It wasn't a growing market, and the market shifted perhaps. So tip number 1, choose a market, and you have the characteristics of the market. Tip number 2, if you want to build a scalable startup, have an unfair advantage. And here there are a couple of characteristics of what is unfair advantage. What should you look up to when you seek unfair advantage? So number 1 thing is either you as a founder have an understanding of the market. Let's say I'm a PhD student at a of a biotechnology degree, and then I have a unique understanding of the market, and that's my unfair advantage. Or I'm a founder of a content platform, translation company. I did it for 10 years, quite successful, and now I'm doing, I don't know, a machine learning algorithm, you know, for to teach kids languages, for example. And I have this founder unfair advantage because if we go one-on-one, you don't have this 10 years, or perhaps maybe you have 50 years, and then it makes sense for you to to have this unfair advantage against me. The second unfair advantage is it relates to a niche, and basically you picked up a niche that nobody sees, or you picked up a customer segment that nobody serves. And typically that's how you start as a startup. Usually if you take you name it Uber, or you take it like Twilio, or even when we started as one of our successful startup, we picked up very specific niche. It was 20,000 customers in the entire world, like just 20,000, no more. Maybe a little bit more, but the real targeted segment was 20,000 in the entire world. And then it was easy to reach them. Nobody took care of them, or maybe just a little bit players was trying to sell to them, but not a real big market that everybody was going after. And that was our unfair advantage, because it was just a simple niche that we started with. And then we expanded from there, you know, in growing as typical startups do in this concentric circle. You can take Facebook, they pick up a niche, which was Harvard students, just one very small untaped market. And there was other social platforms, but they were going for everyone. And then they missed this niche. And then the Facebook iterated with the next concentric circle, meaning went to another universities, then from university they shifted to more broader niche. So that's how you build this unfair advantage, by starting being a big fish in a small pot. You may have an unfair advantage by a solution. What you build is unique, it has 10x value than the competition. You may build that by finding a way to acquiring users that nobody does. Let's say you build a search engine optimization technique that acquires users, and your competitors or your competition is not doing that. And then you're building a strategy on TikTok that nobody uses, and it costs you at least ideally zero. And then you are building out of that very easy scaling the startup, and you have this unfair advantage because you have the unique way you acquire the users. Or maybe you have connections to people in your industry, and then you acquire users very easily because you know a lot of people there, if it's B2B, for example. The next one is the secret sauce. Maybe you build unfair advantage because you have a specific view of the market, or you know where the market is going and nobody sees that. And what you see is relevant and it's true and it makes sense. And then because nobody sees and you do, and it makes sense, at this intersection, you're having this unfair advantage. And the last one, you're building monopoly, and the scalable startups, majority of them are winner takes it all, or winners take most. Scalable startup means you're building network effects that by the end of the day, it's hard to beat, or you need a lot of money to, take Google right now from the search engine, because of the network effects, or take Zoom from this network effect that a lot of people are using it. Everyone knows how to use it, or Salesforce or other tech products. So yeah, here's the kind of the quantification. So the founders, either you have the experience, you have the 10,000 hours in the industry, or maybe you don't, but you have the drive that nobody has, and it's like real, and you're going all in and you never quit on this idea. Yeah. The niche, ideally, the niche is small and growing. You have a 10x solution, or you innovate by zero, basically adding zero or subtracting zero, meaning Skype or Zoom is taking off zero from the cost, meaning makes it, almost no cost. Or Apple is adding zero, meaning the same phone will be sold by 10x higher price because of the value it creates. acquisition, the way you see it is your LTV, your lifetime value of the customer is higher than cost per acquisition. Ideally, you want to see 6x, meaning you pay $1 US or one lei, whatever currency you have, to acquire a customer, and then the lifetime value, the way sort of the revenue that customer will bring to you will be $6 in time. Secret just answered the question, what do you know that others don't? And let's see if you have this unfair advantage. And monopoly, either you have the network effect or you have the saving cost at scale. And here the framework is another framework you can use. Basically, you go through your iteration and you go, okay, am I a founder fit? Do I have a small niche that is growing? Is the solution 10x better? Is the acquisition, LTV higher, at least 6x than cost per acquisition? Do I have a secret? Am I building a monopoly? And then you're giving your sort of scoring, and you see where are you missing, and then you know what should be improved. You're building your solution to be a scalable, or you're understanding there is nothing going to happen. I'm building a telemedicine product. I never build a software product. I never was in the healthcare industry. I have no experience there. Ideally, you want to be able with your team or yourself to build a product in the next week or in the next month. A month, I think it's too much, but like next 2-3 weeks. If you cannot do that, maybe you're not a founder fit for this idea. And then you have to recruit one founder, or you have to change your idea that fits you. And what we see from hundreds of startups that went through DreamUps, that's where a lot of founders fail. They're building something they're not meant to be. It's not their startup. Where they're meant to be, but then the niche is not there. They're building something for everyone. You sell to everyone, you sell to no one, or they're building something very small, not growing. So you have to find a balance between all of this. Okay, and the last tip, the why question, which I think every founder has to answer. And typically the answer to these 3 questions, and I think that'll be in your homework, these 3 answers will help you through. And usually this answer, at least for myself, it helped me understand what I'm building is relevant, what I'm building is going to last, what I'm building is my vision, not someone else kind of selling me this idea. And I know why I'm building it. And when it's tough and things go tough every day, it's a lot of difficult moments in a startup world. And particularly in the beginning, the answer to this question will help you go through this time, because you know why are you doing it. The how and the what will come, but if you don't have a why, a strong why, you'll give up. I mean, it won't happen. So the 3 whys you have to answer: why now, why you, and why just in general. Why? Why? And why now? This is the most basic question the venture will ask, or the scalable startup will have to answer. And this relates to efficient market hypothesis. Why this idea, why this product has to happen right now? Why not in 2 years from now? Why not 2 years ago? Why nobody built it? Why now is the moment? Because a scalable startup is something that is happening in a very short time, and now is the time. And you wanna understand why now is the time. Or maybe if you have to wait, maybe it's not the right time. Maybe somebody tried it a couple of times ago and didn't work. Maybe it's actually not possible, or maybe now it's possible. Something happened in the market that answered this question, why now? Why you, again, coming back to, you have this product market fit, but at this stage, I would think founder market fit. I would think, why me? Why I'm the guy? What is my story? What is my background? What is my experience? And the last, what is your motive? Why are you doing this? If this is for the money, it can keep you going, but it won't last. If it's tough, it won't last. You should have ideally, I recommend to have a vision that is sort of outside your own needs, because nature or life supports what supports life. And if you have a bigger vision that supports our human, you're going to have a different level of insight. You're going to attract different talent. People will trust you more. You'll be just, yeah, people will promote you. People will sell for you if you're doing something for others, not just for yourself. Cool, and I think I'm done. And we have 10 minutes Q&A, I guess.
Great. Thank you, Sergiu, for the presentation and the insights. I want to start with the first question, but I want to ask you, everyone who's watching this, please, when you have a question, raise your hand, and the card will allow you to ask the question. Or maybe if you cannot talk right now, maybe you write down the question in the chat form, and then I'll read it. So Sergiu, one question I usually receive a lot, actually, in the last couple of weeks, is why we need to build a scalable startup and not just a usual traditional company. So why someone would go for this path, and what's the benefits actually building in a scalable startups versus traditional business?
I think it's a choice. First of all, it's a choice. Everyone has to choose. Do you want to play in Premier League, Champions League, or you want to play in Divizia Națională or third division? You're just choosing where do you want to play, in which sort of championship, using the football analogy. Second, by the end of the day, scalable and big companies are much easier actually than small companies. Small companies, it's like you're doing yourself something, people, you recruit people that you cannot pay high salaries, because it's small. You have to, you burn yourself out because it's small. Maybe you can build it as a lifestyle business and you do it 4 or 5 hours a day, but then it's a competitive world. By the end of the day, somebody is going to eat your market, is going to eat your lunch. So, you can build a sort of a simple lifestyle business, it's fine, but you take the risk that one day a scalable startup will eat your lunch, number one. Number two, in a scalable startup, you're going to work with high paid people, more experienced people, and it's much easier to work with those people. You have, of course, a lot of challenges with that coming, but this will be the advantages of working in a scalable sort of hyper growth startup. You have more leverage, you have more resources. Somebody is looking for to be famous, so on the cover of Forbes, I don't know. So it's up to you. You choose what you want to do with your life. I'm excited about building something that has an impact. To answer for myself, I want to build a scalable startup because I want to learn and I want to, have an impact, add value. I think people that build lifestyle businesses, again, that's fine by me, but I think they're more egoistic. They're thinking about themselves. What do I get from this? And I just want a small company. Or they're thinking within their kind of view of the world, they're okay with that. They're kind of subconscious, or you name it, soul, or whatever you can call it. It's kind of, it's just doesn't dream big. It's fine. They're satisfied with their maybe a restaurant, maybe small, I don't know, website that does something for a specific, and that's okay. Everyone is doing their thing. but I don't know, it's a choice by the end of the day. And I choose to do something with an impact, something that I can learn from, grow, and do it with smart people, do it with interesting, team players.
Great. I love the answer. Yeah, I see Yulia was first. Yulia Kozachenko, can you unmute yourself? Or maybe Cardo, can you help me unmute Yulia? So
hi, can you hear me well?
Yes.
Hi, thank you. So Sergei, thank you for your story
Yes.
and for the presentation. It gives a lot of food for thought, I would say. My question is about Feed Founder. You said something during your presentation. You said the following words: if in 2 or 3 weeks you cannot create or finalize the idea for your product or for your solution, then maybe you're not a Feed Founder. And maybe you need to look for someone, for a different founder to deal with the idea, to work on it. Could you please elaborate on what exactly you mean Feed Founder? And maybe this goes deeper into the role of the founder. And if you could expand this to the relationship between founder and co-founder, how does this work in a startup? How they divide the responsibilities, the work and everything else. And hope that's clear. Thank you.
Yulia, let me ask you back. What are you building?
Well, my idea so far is to build an educational platform which will be providing tailor-made competencies and skills for people, either in very short term, like maybe a couple of hours, or if they feel they need it, then they can go deeper with a consultant working, like with a mentor working, which actually, after today's presentation, I realize is something that may resemble the Upcelerator. I mean, honestly.
Yes. And your question about the 2-3 weeks and founder fit, I guess, are you technical?
Well, yes, it will have to be technical because I'm thinking, well, I first thought about a website, but I know that ideally it should be an app.
Yes. But
and I would like to have an app.
Can you build
myself?
the product?
No,
Okay.
myself, no. I need a technical partner, so I'm looking for one.
Yes.
But I got very interested in what you mean by Feed Founder, because, founder in a simple understanding is someone who comes with the idea, is a founder of a company, but then apparently the role is much deeper than
yes.
just
I mean,
that.
there is no rule. I mean, again, there are founders that have had no idea with technology, like no connection. Like, let's say Jack Ma, no connection. He was a teacher, and you see he made it very well with Alibaba and all of his story. So there are some outliers. It's not. Maybe you can mute yourself because.
Oh yeah, sure. Sorry.
It's not like a rule. You have to be technical, or but what are you trying to achieve is you're trying to maximize your chances of success. So ideally, in an ideal world, you wanna be able to build a product in a very short time, get it out in the market, and see the feedback. Because in a horror world, and typically that's what happens, and this is how it plays out. A founder is not technical, has a technical idea, hires some engineers, and then those guys maybe are not so skillful, or they disappear, or they're not kind of taking advantage of that founder. And by the end of the day, he or she waits a month or 2, 3, 5, a year. The product is not shipped. It's buggy. Things are not happening. And it's over. I mean, if you wait half a year or so, your enthusiasm, your motivation, your vision that will work or not, it's gone. I mean, unless you have this motto: founders startups don't fail, founders don't quit, whatever. But it's hard. So you want to maximize your chances. So going back to that, what do you want is to have a co-founder that is technical and that owns this and can build that, and a technical co-founder can do some sketches, some mock-ups, some can use some, you know, off-the-shelf technology and ship the product in 3 weeks, and be engaged, be kind of all in, you know. This is what is a founder, co-founder. So in your case, if you want to build what you're building and succeed, either you start coding or you're looking for a co-founder which is technical. If it's the second option, I mean, imagine it's like, give you an example. You know, you're trying to sell shoes, but you never created shoes. I mean, it takes time for you to, or you're like, you don't have the skill, and then you're doing something that you're not skillful. So for you, you need to find the skill of technical skills. So, and going back to the idea of the co-founder, I think that's the most hard. It's like, I mean, it's like marriage. I don't know. It's like you cannot hire someone or sort of engage with someone in a week unless you have some friends that can do it, or maybe you can find co-founders in this program. But again, it's better because they're this participants in this program have similar values. They kind of have a very close affinity to you because you join and they also join, but still you don't know if you align on the values. So ideally you want to look to your friends that you know for 5-10 years that are technical, and then you can convince to join. If that's not the case, you would look to hire a developer, but I would hire 2-3 developers and we'll test them, and maybe you can grow one of them to be the co-founder. Or the third option, you code yourself, you learn and you do it yourself. As long sort of story short, I don't know if I helped to answer your question, but
sure. I want to actually move to the next question, and maybe Yulia, you book a mentor hour with Sergiu where he can answer extensively to your question. So I've seen Theodore Belivuta was next. So please, Theodore, unmute yourself.
Yeah, do you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, Sergiu, thanks a lot for the presentation. The information was really good and awesome. And you talked very briefly about the dynamics and like differences between types of businesses. So like cash cows, lifestyle businesses, startups. So literally just for me as a young guy, I'm turning 19 in like 2 weeks. I've got like right at this moment now, I've got pretty much minimal cash flow. And like, what do you recommend the most going into right away? Like trying to go straight into startups, a lifestyle business, or just a straight up cash cow?
What do you want? I mean, it's, or you don't know what it's, if you don't know what do you want, it doesn't matter. I mean, you pick whatever you want. If you don't know what do you want, I mean, you know, Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
At least to try and get on my feet and be independent, you know?
I mean, if you want to be in startups, it's like you have to feel it. I mean, if you feel like it's yours, you do startups. I mean, why do B if you want to do A? Just do A. I mean, you'll fail eventually, maybe not. Maybe you're the next Mark Zuckerberg. I don't know. But yeah, just it's simple as that. Listen to your heart, as the song goes. But yeah, don't listen to me or anybody else. Just feel what you want to do and do it. You'll find the answer by doing it rather than by contemplating, sort of discussing. I mean, if you want to sort of approach it more kind of calculating approach, sort of, then you're better off going into startup and learning into a startup from a founder that has at least 10 years of experience doing startups, and then working there for a couple of years and then going to do your own startup, because you will see the path from zero to something.
Just
and then, yeah, sorry.
So just getting employed under a startup and go
exactly, yeah. if you want to take a calculated approach
Yeah.
and then increase your chances to do a successful startup. But this, if you want to do a startup, why to do B? Do, you know, go
Okay.
do A, go fail, do it again, do it again. Yeah, and then you'll discover maybe it's not yours. Maybe you'll go back to work for someone. Maybe an employee is a better. I mean, a lot of employees are doing very well actually. Maybe even better than a lot of startuppers or startupiore or whatever you call them. So
thank you, Sergio. Actually, you know, you always have the time to go back to your normal life, and especially now, another principle we have is actually you are in the position where you have nothing to lose. So why not try it? So that would be my short answer. I have Radu Bagri who is next. So please unmute yourself.
Yes, thank you. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. First of all, thank you for your presentation. And as my question is, in your opinion, what startup will be more successful? A new idea implemented or an existing idea developed better by us?
What are you doing? You have an existing idea right now?
Yes, it's something like digital marketplace where you someone can sell digital products like video games, CDKs, or I don't know, Windows case for activations, and customers can buy there.
And do you have revenue? Are you growing?
I'm thinking about it, this idea for some years, and I came here to.
I see. Do you have the product ready, or it's just
No,
an idea right now?
I'm developing it because I'm currently working as a developer, and I have the possibility to do it, but I need some help.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, you can test different hypotheses. I mean, the game of the startup is to test different hypotheses at this stage and find the truth, you know, the one that works. So you go through today's presentation, through the homework, you go to the next session and the next session, and the things will start sort of revealing or kind of opening up for you. And by the end of the program, you'll go with one of those, either the one you have or the new one. There is no kind of answer at this stage. You just have to do your homework, and you have to put the work and go through, you know, mentor hours, engage with mentors, participate at every session, and by the end of the day, you'll understand which one is the one that fits your particular case.
Okay, but if to talk about the ideas, what do you think will be more successful? The new idea implemented in our country, or for example, the existing one that has some things that are not working good and we can do it better?
Look, I don't want to give an answer because it's very broad, and yeah, I mean, like, I don't have all the variables to understand right now. Maybe the best way is to book a mentor hour, because again, I don't want to sort of give you just a broad answer and not go into deep. I mean, it looks like something which is global. You go through, you know, the niche, you go through, is it a growing market? Do you have the unfair advantage? All of the characteristics we discussed in the presentation. If you score very high on each of those, it feels like it's a better option, and you have already the something you build, and it seems to me it works. So you have to double down on what works and what you know, you have kind of the seed, and it gives you see just a little bit of opening up of that seed, you know, into maybe a big sequoia tree, right? So, which will become eventually, rather than going, you know, planting something else, you don't know. So usually what I see, or what we see also startups fail, is lack of focus. And entrepreneurs like to go from, you know, from one thing to another. That's how we are wired. A typical entrepreneur wants to do a lot of things at the same time, and that is what kills startups, is lack of focus. And you need three things in a startup: focus, focus, focus. It just otherwise it's not going to happen. You have to execute. So again, maybe one-on-one mentorship, but it feels like you have to double down on what you have and what works, rather than going for something outside there, but maybe it's just a made-up startup idea. I don't know.
Great. So we also have a couple of questions in the chat, and I will start with the Tudor Ursaki. Tudor, maybe you unmute yourself, or should I read the question? So,
thank you.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Mihai. Hello, everyone. Hi, Sergiu. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And so on. So my question actually is about the moment of scaling. It's about you know, that feeling when, okay, you have a startup, you have get some clients, money, you have an money, so revenue. It's nice, but it's some point where you have to think that you need to grow, you want to grow, but you have some afraid that if you to do now, or
Poate
to
trecem în română,
better.
eu nu știu dacă, ca să înțeleg corect, nu știu dacă organizatorii, Aliona, Mihai, dacă permit, știi, ca să răspund întrebare eventual.
Sure, like,
okay.
For
if you don't mind.
Can you expand Tudor in Romanian the same
yes,
question?
And then I will answer in
short.
English, but it's just I want to understand in Romanian. What do you mean? It was.
Ok. Deci, Sergiu, uite care e momentul. Avem o creștere, tot e bine, tot e frumos și la această creștere avem nevoie de o mai mare scalare, da? Adică noi am vrea să banii care am obținut ca venit, vrem să-i reinvestim.
Tu ai asta acum, da? Tu ai creștere, tu ai venit și tu vrei să reinvestești, corect?
Exact.
Nu ipotetic, noi discutăm, asta e real acum. Aha.
Nu, asta e real.
Ok, da, nu, just checking.
Deci startup-ul meu acum e de 9 luni de zile, da? Adică nu, că am primul Xobet și am a doilea, am e-grăsist care participă în cadrul la...
Typical startup, două chestii. Chiar despre asta discutam, știi? Trebuie focus, o chestie. Da, bun, așa.
No, e ok, pentru că eu acolo nu sunt vămăin e pe Xobet.
Oricum RAM ocupă, oricum...
RAM ocupă.
Așa, aha. Și tu, întrebarea, da, așa.
Întrebarea e să simți, uite, momentul ăsta când să apeși pe accelerator sau totuși e mai bine să pui în frână și...
So the question is basically, when should you press the acceleration, and when should you kind of go slowly, bootstrap, self-fund?
Not to fail.
Not to fail, exactly. Yeah. Sometimes when you raise a lot of money, you just do a lot of harm to your company, and there are some examples of companies that don't do well when they raise a lot of money. Let me, so when you have to accelerate, so if you see an opportunity right now in the market that it's going to close in the next year or two, I think you have to accelerate, you have to double down. If you see, it's a market that opens right now and it's now or never, and winner takes it all, you have to go for it. If it's, you don't fear any competition, or you kind of, feel like you can go in your own way, I think it's okay to self-fund. I mean, the most expensive price you pay as a startup is equity, raising money and paying with your equity. So I think my advice as a founder is save as much equity as you can, no dilution, at least for the first part, or for as much as you can. it's great to share the pie and get more people involved, and it helps you to scale. But at the same time, you don't want to dilute too much and then pay a high price with your equity. So you have to find this balance and to read the market. If there is an opportunity, go for it, raise money, dilute yourself, lose control, but share the pie, increase the pie, and now is the time. Or keep it to yourself, self-fund, steadily, step by step. There are examples of great companies on both sides. It's just an understanding of reading the market and the opportunity. I think a great book, it's Blitzscaling by Reid Hoffman. It's just a great book to answer to your question.
Great.
So maybe,
Sergio, I would like to, we have a couple of more questions in chat, but we are kind of running out of time. So I'd like you guys to actually find Sergio on our Slack channel. He is joining the Slack channel, so you can ask question him in the Slack channel. Or if you want, you can book a mentor hour with Sergio. That being said, Sergio, I would like once again thank you, and I know Sergio will join us later for another topic, but that will be in the upcoming weeks. So Sergio, once again, thank you.
Thank you, Mihai. Thank you, Alena. Thank you, Kadro. Thank you, Daniela. Thank you, DreamUps team, and everyone. It was great. Christina, thank you, and our partners also. Great connecting with everyone. Enjoy the ride, make it happen, and stay healthy.
Sergio, stay a bit with us. We want to do a picture all together. Like
my laptop is 5%. Okay, but let's do it.
Can everyone turn on cameras just for a bit? Yeah. And you can do also yourself pictures, because I don't know how to do it.
Print screen.
Yeah. Print screen yourself and post on Facebook or whatever you want.
Nice. Beautiful people.
Cool. Nice to meet you guys.
See you on another side. Take care.
Cool. See you.
Bye.
Stay safe. Alena, please share the presentation. We're moving to the last part actually of our session. So I want to guys actually ask you to keep your camera on, because the last part of our session is founder presentation. So we would like actually for you to present yourself in a sentence and maybe talk about your idea if you have one, and present your team also. So I know we actually have listed here the startup. So I will call the startup, and then someone from the startup will present himself or herself, and then the team. So we are like, there are a lot of us, so we're hopefully like 1 minute is enough for everyone. We'll have the opportunities to meet each other in working groups in the future sessions. So it's not just this time we are seeing you, but this is like the first time we want you to present yourself. So please go on, Revs Solutions.
Hello.
Yes.
We are Revere Solutions. This is how will be read from now on, hopefully. My name is Adrian Hangano. This is Konstantin Ozerov. And basically, Revere wants to offer real estate companies and real estate agents a new way to engage with their portfolio of properties and the clients as well. Our mission stands there in its name, VR. We want to develop a platform that's going to help generate virtual spaces based basically on real rooms from the actual apartments. So that's basically what we're going to do, and we have a vast market that we can address, and hopefully I mean, not hopefully, we're definitely going to get there. Thank you very much.
Great. Well, one more thing, I'd like you guys to add, where are you based? So that's very important. In Chisinau. Good. Thank you. Moving next to Mainz.
Hi, everyone. Oh, we have a order?
Yes, actually, I'm trying to keep the order from the screen you're seeing. So, but Anna, go ahead if you started.
My name is Anna. I'm a psychologist. I'm a mental health promoter. And the idea we have is a marketplace to meet specialists from mental health with people who need help. It was based on the pandemic period, and we won the first place on Startup Weekend in Chisinau 2 or 3 weeks ago. Great. And my team is Andrei Jostan, who is the co-founder, and as well Alex Vulpe, who is the developer, full stack developer, and Ion Chaban, who is the specialist marketing.
Thank you, Anna. So your startup is called Respiro, right?
Yes.
All right, moving next to Mainz.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lydia, and me with another colleague, which is one of the co-founders. We are both developers learning computer science at Polytechnica in Bucharest, and we are going to build a platform paired with a mobile app that is going to offer students a platform to share materials, course materials, seminars, labs, all kinds of study materials between them.
All right, thank you. So I know, guys, sometimes it's not possible, but please turn on your camera. We want to see you. So we go next with Linotake.
Hello, everyone.
Anyone? Hello.
Yeah, my name is Dmitry Slonovsky. Together with my co-founder Lilia, we work in IT industry. We're startups also. During this accelerator, we will be involved in Linotake. We think that will be the best platform for restaurants around the world. Our idea came from restaurants' needs and customers' desire. And I'm glad to see you guys, and let's do great things together.
Thank you, Dimitro. All right, moving next to wetsonline.ro.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi. Yes, go ahead.
Super. Hello, my name is Mihai Foksha, and I'm the founder or creator of wetsonline.ro, which is a marketplace which connects teachers and the personal trainers with potential students. The idea behind it is to have one platform where people will be able to enter to book lessons, various lessons, to pay online, and also to be able to make those lessons online. I mean, to have some integrated tools which will allow to have video presentation, tools for collaboration, and streaming.
Thank you. Mihai, where are you based?
I'm based in Bucharest, Romania, but originally I'm from Moldova.
All right. You wanna say something more?
No, that's all for the moment.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mihai. SalesBeat is next.
Yes. Hi all. Well, yeah, hello. I think my vision is to call it SysBeat, but maybe I need to work on this, how to pronounce it. Well,
yeah, we have a session about branding.
Yes, we need to have a session about branding. Well, the idea is that we want to develop business services, so it's a B2B startup, and we want to help companies seize growth by helping them with services in either market research, in business consulting, in supply chain, and technical support. So it's I have experience in all these areas. So the idea is now how to scale to another level. So that's basically the reason I want to be part of this program. And I'm based in Malmö, Sweden, and originally from Moldova as well.
Great, thank you, Andrei. So the next one is Exocarpat.
Yes, hello.
Right.
Hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I'm Sergiu. The name of company is Exocarpat. I'm a founder. We working on a method private label with Amazon. All the time we are doing exports and doing some good products from China and Philippines and exporting them on US marketplace. Like Walmart and Amazon. During the pandemic, all this business stood, and I'm interested what Upcelerator can give for some new informations. And now we are building 3 new products, especially with the trademarks, patents for United States. That product is based in Moldova and will be manufactured here. That's all.
Great, thank you. So I see Christina wants to say something. So Christina, if you want to unmute yourself, please go ahead.
No, actually, I didn't want to say nothing. Maybe it was the raise hand or question by that time when Sergio was leaving. No, just.
All right.
Yeah.
It's fine. So the next one is Cercland or Celcland. Victor, go ahead. For Eugenio.
Hi everyone, we are Circland. We are developing a platform that will allow you to lend money to your circle of trust. The idea is that if you go to Google and search if it's a good idea to lend money to your friends or family, you'll get like thousands of results that this is like a bad idea, and we want to change that. We want to make money work inside circles of trust, inside families, inside the group of friends. Together with me is my co-founder, Eugene.
Hello.
And we have also a technical co-founder, Arthur. He's not today here. So nice to meet you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Victor. Impressive apps. Next one.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
My name is Octavian. I'm founder of the Impressive Apps. It's a software development company based in Chisinau. We are focused on mobile applications, and we are going to make a cryptocurrency tracker application for mobile devices. And that's all. Thank you.
Where do you live? Where are you based?
Yes, I did say we are based in Chisinau.
Okay, I think we can go with the next one. DC team.
Thank you.
Right.
Hi, my name is Nick. So Niku. I'm based in UK at the moment, and the idea is to establish a data science team that will work remotely and will be kind of data science as a service for companies established in located now at the moment in UK. So that is
great. Thank you, Nico. Next one is Find a Nanny.
Hello everyone, my name is Diana. Firstly, I'm a mom of 2, and I'm saying this because it's related to my startup idea. I'm gonna build a platform that will connect youth in the neighborhood to parents that need a babysitter for 2 or 3 hours a day, just to go somewhere in at the theater or to take a course or something like that. That's on one hand, and on another hand, moms, stay-at-home moms with parents that would like to drop their kids at someone else's apartment to have a play date with another kid. So that's what I'm gonna be building. I'm based here in Chisinau.
Thank you, Diana. I'm Colette. Next one. All right, moving next. Goy Eli. Sorry for mispronouncing. Is someone from Colette or Goy Eli?
I'm here. Yes, I'm here. My name is Luminica, and actually it has to be Gioielli, but it was late when I registered the startup and I missed the letter.
Sorry
but
about that.
yeah, it's not. I think we'll work on it still. So nice to meet everybody. It's a pleasure for me to follow this course to get updated on how to build a new startup, let's say. And my idea is to try to build an e-commerce for the Russian market with the Italians handmade jewels and maybe other, let's say, purses or shoes. Still have to think about how many people I can succeed to find who does it still handmade. The idea comes from this pandemic situation, unfortunately, because I'm missing to go to markets and here are not so many tourists, and unfortunately people still want to get some handmade item, and it's a nice idea to send them from the person who does it and to see that the customer is happy receiving it without moving 3,000 kilometers from home. So I hope I will succeed to build with you, with your help and with the startup.
Great, thank you. So the next one is e-mentors. All right, if nobody from e-mentors joined, then the next one.
No,
I'm sorry. I had my microphone muted. Sorry for that.
Sorry, go ahead.
Nice to meet you all. Thank you for the presentations. My name is Mirela. I'm located in Chisinau, and my partner, my co-founder, is Georgi Chumashu. He is located in the UK. Our idea is to create an international online platform which will gather more mentors from different domains and will help people to grow in these specific fields. The idea came to us being in pandemic, actually. So we wanted to find more information to develop ourselves in different domains, and we realized that we just do not have a platform that will gather all of these fields, and we can access we can have access to people with vast experience in those domains. Thank you very much. We are here to improve and to find out more secrets on how to scale a business or a startup. Thank you.
Thank you. So next one is bookbarter.co.uk.
Hi everyone, my name is Evgeny. I'm based in London. So for this program, I would like to build Bookbarter.co.uk. It's based on hypothesis that people are buying quite often stuff that they don't need. So sometimes they realize that it's not needed. So they don't want to throw it away or give it for free. So that's why they would like to exchange stuff. And the most obvious thing is physical book, because you read it once and then you don't need it. So yeah, you would like to exchange it for something else. Yeah, thank you everyone. That's it.
Thank you. So a lot of guys joining from UK actually. That's very interesting. So we had Sveta actually. She was based in Italy, I guess. Italy.
Yeah, I'm living in Italy in Milan.
Great. So the next one is Easy Injection. Anyone from Easy Injection? Moving next, iCharge. I know Igor has a birthday today, so he may maybe not be in the call, I want to remind everyone that we actually will share the presentation, presentations we had, and actually the recording, the video recording of this meeting with you on App Factory, so you'll find it there. But we're moving next. So the next one is eMed.
Hello everyone, my name is Valerio. I'm a student. So the idea behind eMed is very simple, and mobile application where we as a users can view our medical history, and in case if we need some private medical insurance for the trips or something like that, we can buy them straight in application. That's it. I am based in Chisinau now.
Great, thank you. We had already Anna Nicolaeș from Respiro. Moving next to easyplan.pro. Anyone from EasyPlan? All right, then next, Smartest.
Hello. Sorry.
Yeah. So you're from EasyPlan, right?
Yes. My name is Octavian, and my co-founder is Eduard, and we are both from Chisinau. And the software we are developing is EasyPlan. It comes as a software solution for administration of dental clinics. At the moment, they don't use or use from 2 to 4 different softwares for the administration of the dental clinic, and pay for them for each of them in the part. So software we are developing with my co-founder comes as a unique cloud platform, easy and very intuitive to use. And more important, all the data is connected and stored in one single place. No more pain to collect the data from one software and put in another, open 3 to 5 Windows tabs to see some information. Don't need to experiment with other kinds of software and learn of them and leave them. And you don't have to waste time, nerves, and money. Also, if the dental clinics use from these 2 to 4 softwares they use, we can collect all the data and import in our software. And that's pretty much it.
Great. Thank you, Octavian. So next one is Smartest.
Hello. My name is Dmitry, and we together with a team assembled a platform, an educational platform, which prepares 12th grade students for their final exam. That's the one right before the university. So we have an MVP already. We launched in April, and we got some really nice traction. We got 2,000 unique visitors per day. We had more than 400 registered students who were active on the platform. We got a good media coverage. So we came here to learn about more from the business side of it, because we encountered a lot of resistance to make people pay for our service, because that's something new and students don't really get the value for what they have to pay for. We are based here in Chisinau.
Great, thank you, Dmitry. So the next one is Briti. Anyone from Briti? Moving next, Hi. Cantora. Sorry, Hi. So you? Yeah. Yes, go ahead.
Hi, everyone knows that internet advertising grows very strong every year. And I want to create a platform that will connect content creators from YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, and so on with business, and finally make the best deal. Yeah.
So what's your name?
Radu.
Radu, you're based in Moldova.
Yeah.
Great, thank you. Next one is Cantora. Anyone from Cantora? Moving next, Vlaicu Cernei. Moving next, Dirigio.
Yes, hello, can you hear me?
Sure, yes, go ahead.
Thank you. I'm Ivan. I'm speaking on behalf of my team, which is person. The half team is Bucharest, and the other half is Slavic is from Belts. So the idea of our team is to help to create an instrument that will help to automate and digitize the whole process of the events from the person until it's very, I mean, like connecting all the services that will help and present those in an easy way, like like hub. That's all.
All right, thank you, Ivan. Moving next to RoboLex.
Hello, yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Cool. So my name is Mihai. My partner in crime, if I would steal the thing that you used at the beginning, is Nico. We are a team based in Buican and Tilgentru, so it's basically a multinational company already. So I'm fairly sure I'm going to try to present it to you the idea of the company in a fairly short experience that I had with a friend. So probably all of you know the situation. You have a very good friend that you lend some money because you are a great friend, and that's what great friends lend money. And maybe you use it with Sickerland. So we keep in touch after the call or during the accelerator. It's just an idea. And as time went, your friendship deteriorated because the friend started ghosting you. He didn't pick up the phone. He changed his address. And the first thing that you do, of course, is to get your Krisha and try to pay a visit to him. But probably a better solution would be to go and take legal action. And this is where we come in. We want to create a platform in which people would be able to dispute court actionable debt collection cases. So basically what I described, but without the blood and the involvement of the Krisha. And you could do that by going on the platform and with the simple checkboxes, filling whatever. We haven't decided yet how it will be. But this is a very easy way. It would be a very easy way to lower the cost of getting a lawyer, understanding what you need, and yeah. But so that's kind of the gist of the idea. We're more than welcome to talk with everybody that would like to dispute. We have a lawyer in the team, so yeah, that's us. And thank you for the attention.
Thank you, Mihai. Moving next to Igria Assist. Sorry if mispronouncing.
It's okay. It's okay. Hello, everyone. Once again, my name is Tudor. My colleagues Ilya and Nelia. We have a team that's based in Chisinau at the moment. And our main idea is about the digitalization of agricultural business processes. And we found that there is a place where we can do much more optimization using the digital applications, making and improving the value chain of between the process from production of agriculture products to the final user for buyers. And now at the Upcelerator, we are thinking about an interesting process of developing of our business model for opportunity of scale up of it. This is all. Thank you.
Thank you, Tudor. Competent aid.
Hello. Hi. Hello, everyone. Good to meet you all. Wishing you all good luck. It seems like everyone is having a great project. My project is more in non-formal education for adults mostly, but adults meaning anyone who's 18 plus or 16 plus even. So the idea is to develop software, ideally mobile application paired with a website, which will be focusing on such non-formal education, developing competencies, developing soft skills. So it'll be a platform with a human face, which in an engaged manner will help customers to develop basic and advanced soft skills, which people will actually need either for their personal development, for example, to make their living standard better. An example of such is personal finances management. Or they can use those for professional development in any area that they like, because soft skills actually are cross-cutting through the majority of professional fields, such as critical thinking, public speaking, project management, proposals writing, and so on and so forth. So we'll have a number of experts who will be engaged and will be delivering in Russian, Romanian, English. And the target audience is basically anyone of any age, gender, and occupation. So that's what it is. I don't think I said my name. It's Yulia, and I'm based in Chisinau. And as you probably can guess, I'm a trainer in non-formal education, and I've been working on this idea for the past couple of years. But I just now decided to turn it into a digital word, so to speak. So thank you.
Thank you, Yulia. Moving next to Optimize Hub.
Yeah,
Sorry?
hello everyone. Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'm Theodor Belouza. I'm a founder and based here in Chisinau, Moldova. I've just finished high school, and I guess I'm one of the younger ones here. So my startup and what I'm basically doing right now is attempting to start a international digital marketing agency that is going to help businesses transition from an offline marketing strategy to an online one. So with everything that's happening, with the pandemic, everybody's staying at home, working remotely, there are a lot of businesses that struggle and need help reaching their customers online. So what my agency will aim to help is just solve that problem. And I hope this accelerator and the amazing mentors will be able to help me do that. And if I could do this even before starting university, that would be fantastic.
Great, thank you. So next one is Game M.
Yes, hello everyone. So my idea is about, as I told, is about a marketplace where everyone can buy a game. So I guess everyone played a game in his life, and yes, now here in Moldova we are trying to get this game for free, but in Europe everyone is buying them, and the idea is to sell these games on a lower price, and to allow buyers to sell games and to buy them. And
thank you, Radu.
Yes, my name is Radu, and I'm based in Chisinau.
Next one is Closery. I guess I said it right.
Hi.
Go ahead.
I'm Veronica Zgurvich, and together with Ekaterina Popal, we want to build a mobile app designed for making buying clothes online hassle-free. So it's going to have the results combined from the major platforms, and it will be like a showroom on the go. It's not a real-time application.
All right, thank you. So Find a Nanny, we already had this one. Synthesia.
Hi.
Tianli.
Yeah, Synthesia.
Go ahead. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing.
Oh, no worries. I'm a student based in London, and Synthesia is a synthetic biology startup focused on enabling sustainable aquaculture. So more than 50% of all the fish around the world comes from fish farms. But the problem is, in order to grow these fish, we need to feed them omega-3 so that they grow. And the way that they get this omega-3 is that they squeeze it out of wild-caught fish from the seas, which makes the whole process very unsustainable. So what we are trying to do is we're trying to make a sustainable and cheap plant alternative. Yeah, thank you.
Great. Thank you for saving our planet. So next one is Adrian Pleshka. Not yet a name for the startup, but for now.
Yeah, my startup doesn't have a name yet, so my startup is still somewhere in the construction. So I'm Adrian, 21, half based in Rotterdam, the Netherlands, half based everywhere in the world. Currently, I'm stuck in Chisinau, Moldova, because of the pandemic. And basically, my idea is to enable the agriculture entrepreneurs from all around the world to post-harvest and process their crops, vegetables and fruits. And nowadays, if an agriculture wants to develop basically wants to sell his products, he must do that by selling in amount of tons. My idea is to develop a post-harvest station that would combine, that would be powered by artificial intelligence and would power and combine cleaning, sorting, labeling, and packaging of all the fruits in a one-stop solution that would enable the agriculture entrepreneurs to invest more of their revenues in research and innovation and get over this crises that are basically affecting their business.
All right, thank you. Next one is Valerio Guzzo. If Valerio is not available, then we move to best people. Anyone from best people? All right then, so this is actually the end of our presentation. So now we're moving to the last part, general questions. If you have any questions regarding, I've seen one in a chat room. So there's a question why the co-founders are not in the same working group. So I'm willing to answer this question. So basically, it's even better that you are not in the same working group because you collect the feedback from the same startup with different groups. So you actually work with your co-founders on assignments, but you meet once a week with the working group discussing the challenges you had during the assignment. So basically,
какие места можно подобрать для фото? Целевая аудитория девушки 25-27. Ну вот ты должен понимать, что 25-27 лет.
Sorry, is there a question?
Yeah, it's question. Maybe I missed my pitching time. May I?
Yeah, sure. So you're from the best people, right?
No, not really. I'm from the name of the startup is I change.
I changed, Igor. So happy birthday, first of all.
Oh, thank you.
And yes, sure, you have your time right now. So go ahead, pitch to us your idea.
Sorry, I have 1 minute.
Yes.
Okay, give me just to start with my slides.
You have slides. That's even better.
Or not really?
Sorry, can you say one more time?
Yeah. Should I share my slides?
As you wish.
I guess it will be more informative if I will share my slides. Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Then I have to stop mine.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so if you can see my screen, please let me know.
Not yet.
Now?
I don't see. I don't know. Maybe other people see.
Not yet.
No, we cannot see it either.
No.
Just a second.
Yes.
Now? Yes. Okay, just me put my timer so I can be aware of time as well.
You have 1 minute.
Yeah.
Starting now.
Okay, I'll put timer. Okay, good. Let's start. Okay, hi everyone. So I'm happy to present my idea. It's the name of the idea I change is in few words, it's kind of a Tinder for B2B services. Okay, so at the moment we have a lot of problems like lack of networking, lack of events, lack of socialization. So the solutions will be the platform for merging those two parts, like from one side is business and from another side it's service. It's our clients. So who is our clients? It's outsourcing companies, digital and transformation agencies, and other services. As you know, B2B is growing. As you know, there's a lot of going online. Business model is growing. And how do we make profit? So we do it by monthly subscribe or percentage from this. Our competitor is LinkedIn, Upwork, and our exit strategy is selling to Microsoft, Upwork, Facebook. Okay, so at the moment we have a team in progress of MVP. Okay, thank you.
Great. So that's an exception. It was made just for you because it's your birthday, and thank you for that. So now we're actually finished with the presentations, and we are in a Q&A session section. So, and we got a question from Sveta. So, is the date of the working group with the meeting with the working group set? No, you have to choose by your own. You meet with the group. It's not monitored by us. We will not be joining the group. You are meeting whenever you have time, but you have 1 week till the next session to meet with the working group. Do you have other questions?
Where do we meet? Where is it?
So you meet online, of course, because a lot of people are spread all around the world. When you decide, so you basically chat in the Slack channel about the meeting, and whenever you decided at the time you want to have the meeting, we will share with you the Zoom credentials, and you'll be joining Zoom if you want, or maybe some other tools like Google Hangouts. It depends on you. So we can help you with the tools, but you should tell us in advance the hour and the date you chose to meet.
Okay, questions? So yes, a question, Mihai. So the group are focused on a color. So the colors, do they already exist in the Slack channel, or does one of us from the working group needs to create the according color and start the group, invite everyone else and start the working group? How is this going to work?
Sure, thank you for asking. Yes, the groups already exist. You'll be added after the meeting to the specific color channel, the group channel.
I see. Okay, thanks.
All right, any other questions?
Yes, I do have a question. Is there any way that the program Upcelerator does help, like the founders that are in the help for a technical co-founder, or is that solely our responsibility?
So I'll try to reframe the question. So you asking me if we help you to find a technical co-founder, is that right?
Yeah, if there is any pool of people that we could address, basically.
You know, we actually had a couple of examples in previous acceleration programs where people met in the accelerator and they merged their ideas and they started working on just one idea. So that was a case when one technical co-founder found someone with the business side, and it's very important to mix. I mean, to have different backgrounds in order to increase, how Sergiu said before, to increase the chances of success. So yes, you can find actually between the participants maybe a technical co-founder if you need, but we don't do that, the matchmaking. It's something very personal, founding a co-founder, and it's not something we usually do. It happens in our programs, but it's not planned.
Okay, thanks.
All right, guys. So if there are no more questions, then we'll switch this conversation in Slack channel. And of course, I'm waiting for you to join the next next Tuesday, the same hour, for the next session, which is ideas. We'll talk about how to refine your idea, how to find your founder fit, and so on. So we will have the mentors will be Victoria Osh. She's from an accelerator from Amsterdam, and Tudor Tarlev, who is also from Amsterdam. He's based in Amsterdam right now. So they both have to share with us some tools, finding the best idea, finding the not necessarily just an idea, but actually find an idea that fits the founders. I know you guys have ideas, but we will ask actually for you to think of other 2 ideas. So that's the next assignment for now. And you'll see in the next session why you need to do that. Now I want to ask you to actually go check the App Factory platform. There are some assignments for this session, and you have time until the next Tuesday to do them. So there are easy ones this week. So for example, meeting with your working group is one assignment. Working on your why is another one, and so on. So if you have questions regarding the assignments, please reach the resident mentors, which I presented, and the facilitators. They will help you with onboarding of co-founders and other technical questions. And one more thing, I actually want to meet you guys one-to-one with each one of you. So I will post in Slack channel my availability for the next week. So it's kind of mandatory. I want to actually meet one-to-one with each one of you. So I would ask you guys to join me next week for a short conversation. That being said, thank you
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
Thank you as well.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone. Have a nice evening.
Bye, cool. Thank you. I know it's for many of us it's better to speak in Romanian, but actually that's a good exercise to speak in English because building a scalable startup requires us to have clients from abroad, and sometimes that's a good opportunity for us to practice pitching our idea in English. And of course, many of our investors are from abroad, and they will also want to hear you pitching in English. So and if you still don't feel comfortable doing that in English, that's okay. So we may try for a while to switch in between, but mostly the program will be in English. And even if we will have mentors